Recording in progress.
Good evening, everyone. It's now 7 o'clock. I'd like to welcome you all to the Richland County Zoning public hearing on this Tuesday, October 25th, 2022. This meeting will now come to order. Madam Clerk, would you please take the roll?
Malinowski?
Here.
Pugh?
Here.
Barron?
Here.
McBride?
Here.
Mackey?
Here.
Walker? Overture Walker?
Oh, present.
Livingston?
Here.
English?
Present.
Horatio?
Here.
Newton?
Here.
Joe Walker?
Here.
We have a quorum.
All right, next item on the agenda is item 3. Are there any additions or deletions or changes to the agenda?
No,
Mr. Price, you recognized?
No, Mr. Chair, there are none.
Okay. Next item on the agenda is item 4, adoption of the agenda. I entertain, you recognize Mr. Malinowski?
Mr. Chair, I don't know if you want to put it down there now, but there are several changes on the agenda that I have.
Okay.
Item number 1 is not on page 1, it's on page 9. Item number 2 is not on page 6, it's on page 17. Number 3 is on page 25. Number 4 is on page 33. So the numbers are all screwed up. However, we can keep going. Number 5 is on 41. Number 6 is on page 1. Number 7, 8, and 9 appear to be okay.
Thank you, Mr. Malinowski. Any additional additions or changes? to the
No, but I
agenda?
just want to make sure people know which item they're looking at.
Thank you, Mrs. Malinowski.
Mr. Chair,
You recognize Ms. Newton?
sorry, and hopefully I'm not speaking out of turn here, but if we're correcting it on item 6, and this may be in the corrected information on the agenda, it says that the Planning Commission recommends disapproval, but in the packet that we have, it said they recommended approval.
Item 6, correct?
That's correct.
Yes.
Okay. So says disapproval on the agenda, but in the packet it says approval.
Yes, on page 43.
Okay.
Mr. Chair, clarification. on
You
that.
recognize Mr. Malinowski?
Thank you. When you read it, though, it says the planning commission agreed with the planning and development staff and recommends they approve it. But the planning and development staff recommended disapproval. So I don't know which they mean.
Mr. Price, if you don't mind, will you clarify?
Which case was that, Councilwoman Newton?
It's item number 6 on page 43 at the very bottom under Planning Commission action. It says that the Richland County Planning Commission disagreed with the planning recommendation. And then it said that the Planning Commission recommends that County Council approve the proposed amendment. But-
Would that be for case 22-023?
That info is actually on page 3 because it starts on page 1. It's not on 43.
Because on page 3, it reads, it says, for these reasons, staff recommends disapproval. But then planning commission action, it says, agree with the recommendation, it recommends county council approve the proposed amendment. So.
What I was referring to was on page 43.
Yes,
Where-
ma'am. Planning Commission disagreed with recommendations and recommends approval.
Ms. Newton, you said you're referring to item 6, but you believe it's on page 43, but it's my understanding item 6 is really on page 1.
These numbers, I just withdraw all comment because they're different numbers on the digital version that Mr. Walker has in my printout. So I'm sure it'll all work out just fine. Thank you,
Okay.
Mr. Chair.
Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Newton, for highlighting that. Okay. Any additional suggestions or changes to the agenda? Motion to adopt the agenda as amended.
Second.
Move to properly second. Any further discussion? There being none, Madam Clerk, take the vote, please.
Malinowski,
Yes.
Pugh,
Yes.
McBride,
Yes.
Livingston,
Yes.
Teratio,
Yes.
Joe Walker,
Yes.
Barron,
Yes.
Walker,
Yes.
Mackey,
Yes.
English,
Yes.
Newton.
Yes.
Motion approved.
All right, next item on the agenda is item 5, our open public hearings, item A1. This is case number 22-017 MA. The applicant is Chandler Roy. This is a request to change the zoning designation from heavy industrial to residential single-family medium density on Farrell Road, TMS number R17600-02-32 and R17600-02-46. Planning Commission recommends approval and staff recommends approval. That public hearing is now open. Madam Vice Chair, anyone sign up to speak?
No, Mr. Chair, no one signed up to speak this evening.
Okay, it's now closed.
Mr. Chair,
Recognize Mr. Pugh.
I'd like to defer this item to the November 17th meeting, please.
Properly second, that's non-debatable. Madam Clerk, take the vote, please.
Malinowski,
Yes.
Pugh,
Yes.
McBride,
Yes.
Livingston,
Yes.
Teratio,
Yes.
Joe Walker,
Yes.
Barron,
Yes.
Walker,
Yes.
Mackey,
Yes.
English,
Yes.
Newton.
Yes.
Motion approved.
Next item on the agenda is item 2, case number 22-019 MA. The name of the applicant is Bill Theus. This is our request to change the zoning designation from planned unit development to planned unit development on Wilson Boulevard. TMS number or numbers R14900-04-01, R14800-02-22, R14800-02-32, R14800-02-27, R14800-02-35, and R14800-02-29. Planning Commission recommends approval.
Mr. Chair.
You recognize Ms. Bear?
Thank you. This is an item that I spoke about at our last public hearing, and they were unable to attend the town hall meeting that was scheduled, and we've now rescheduled another town hall tentatively for November the 10th. And so until we have an audience with the applicant and the public, I'd like to defer this item.
Properly second. That's non-debatable. Madam Clerk, take the vote, please.
Yes.
Pugh,
Yes.
McBride,
Yes.
Livingston,
Yes.
Teratio,
Yes.
Joe Walker,
Yes.
Barron,
Yes.
O'Walker,
Yes.
Mackey,
Yes.
English,
Yes.
Newton.
Yes.
Motion approved.
Next item on the agenda is item 3, case number 22-021 MA. The applicant is Tony Lawton. This is a request to change the zoning designation from rural to general commercial. Address is 113 Cease Road, TMS number R04003-02-17. Planning Commission recommends approval. Staff recommends disapproval. And it's my understanding this is on page 25. That public hearing is now open. Madam Vice Chair, anyone sign up to speak?
Chair, no individual signed up to speak this
All
evening.
right, that public hearing is now closed. This time, entertain a motion. You recognize Mr. Malinowski?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I would make a motion to accept the staff's recommendation of disapproval.
Second.
Properly second. Any additional discussion? And Mr. Wright, before we take this vote, just want to make sure the motion is for disapproval. So yes would mean in favor of the motion, and no would be not in favor of the motion. Is that correct?
Right. A yes means you want to disapprove.
Okay. Madam Clerk, take the vote, please.
Malinowski.
Yes.
Pugh,
Yes.
McBride,
Yes.
Livingston.
Yes.
Teratio,
Yes.
Joe Walker.
Yes.
Barron,
Yes.
O'Walker,
Yes.
Mackey,
Yes.
English,
Yes.
Newton.
Yes.
Motion approved.
Next item on the agenda is item 4. That's case number 22-022 MA. The applicant is Jenny Reyes. This is a request to change the zoning designation from rural to neighborhood commercial. Location 9200 Wilson Boulevard, TMS number R14600-03-41. Planning Commission recommends approval. Staff recommends approval, and this item is located on page 33 of the agenda. You recognize, Ms. Barron?
Thank you. This item, along with very similar to item number 2, they were unable to attend the town hall meeting. I've extended an invitation to our next town hall meeting tentatively scheduled for November the 10th. I haven't heard back from the applicant, but I'm hopeful that we will. And I would like to defer this item until November the 17th.
Properly second. That's non-debatable. So Madam Clerk, take the vote, please.
Malinowski. Pugh,
Yes.
McBride,
Yes.
Livingston,
Yes.
Teratio,
Yes.
Joe Walker,
Yes.
Barron,
Yes.
O'Walker,
Yes.
Mackey,
Yes.
English,
Yes.
Newton.
Yes.
Motion approved to defer.
Next item on the agenda is item 5, case number 22-023 MA. The applicant is Gerald A. Lee. Location is Archie Drive. This is a request to change the zoning designation from residential single-family medium density to residential multifamily medium density. TMS number R1716-01-01. Planning Commission recommends approval. Staff recommends disapproval, and this item can be
Mr.
found
Chair.
on page 41 of the agenda. You recognize Ms. Barron?
Thank you. I'd just like to say and publicly thank Mr. Lee for coming out to our town hall meeting where he was able to share information with with the citizens of District 7, and it was well received and a very thought out plan. And for that, we're excited to have something of this nature come to this part of the district, and I would like to support it by approval.
Properly second. Is there any discussion? There being none, Madam Clerk, take the vote.
Malinowski, Pugh,
Yes.
McBride, Livingston,
Yes.
Teratio,
Yes.
Joe Walker,
Yes.
Barron,
Yes.
Walker,
Yes.
Mackey, English,
Yes.
Newton.
Yes.
Motion approved.
Mackey just quietly highlighted a point of order for me, but Ms. Mackey, was anyone signed up to speak for that?
No one will sign up to speak this evening.
All right. Thank you. All right. Next item on the agenda is item 6, case number 22-016, MA. The applicant is John Stevenson. This is a request to change the zoning designation from light industrial to residential single family low density. Location is Longwood Road, TMS number R18900-02-01. The Planning Commission recommends approval and staff recommends approval, and this item could be found on page 1 of your agenda. That public hearing is now open. Madam Vice Chair, anyone sign up to speak?
Yes, Mr. Chair, we have 3 individuals that have signed up to speak this evening, and they have signed up to speak for or in favor of the rezoning.
English, a motion from you?
Yes, Mr. Chair. I recommend approval of this.
Second.
Please second. Discussion? And I'll just say to those who are here tonight that signed up to speak in favor of it, unless you want to talk us out of it, I don't think we're prepared to vote. All right, Madam Clerk, take the vote.
Malinowski,
Yes.
Pugh,
Yes.
McBride,
Yes.
Livingston, Teratio,
Yes.
Joe Walker,
Yes.
Barron,
Yes.
Walker,
Yes.
Mackey,
Yes.
English,
Yes.
Newton.
Yes.
Motion approved.
Next item on the agenda is item 7. It's case number 22-028 MA. The applicant is Elizabeth Swan. This is a request to change the zoning designation from general commercial to light industrial. Location is 6217 to Notch Road. TMS number R14214-01-07. Planning Commission recommends approval and staff recommends disapproval. Madam Vice Chair, anyone signed up to speak tonight?
Yes, Mr. Chair, we have 3 individuals signed up to speak. One is the applicant, and then we have 2 others that are signed up for or in favor of the rezoning. So
I'm sorry.
we have the applicant and then 2 individuals that are in favor of.
Right. Would you like to make a motion?
Yes, I move for.
Second. And there's.
Public hearing.
Right, well, we got them come on down. Public hearing is now open.
Let me call the individuals that have signed up.
Okay.
So let me first start off with Ms. Liz Swan.
Mr. Chairman, my name is Robert Fuller. I am here as attorney for the applicant and the other parties that have signed up. So they have delegated me to speak in their behalf at this point in time.
Mr. Fuller, you have 2 minutes to speak. Please state your name and your address, and you may begin.
Thank you. I'm Robert Fuller. I'm an attorney here in Columbia, and I'm here in representation this evening for the applicant to change the designation on this property from general commercial to light industrial for the purpose of continuing to do business there in a fashion that is very similar to those things that are around it. We have not had an opportunity to explore this deeply with Ms. McBride or to further discuss with staff the disapproval of staff, although the Planning Commission recommends approval despite the staff recommendation. My clients here have requested the opportunity to defer the matter in order that we have a further opportunity to discuss with staff and council members the problems, if any, that are perceived there can be worked out before we would go to a vote and risk a disapproval that would remove the possibility of discussion or opportunity for an indefinite period of time. This is an operating business with plans to proceed, and an opportunity to discuss it further with the county we think would be in the best interest of both justice for the party of the county and the process, to have everybody views be thoroughly vetted and explored. And that would at first office be with staff and of course the council member whose district we are intending to locate, or already located but intending to operate and expand. So we would request a deferral of the matter at this time.
Thank you so much.
Excuse me,
And-
Chairman Walker, I'm sorry. Can Mr. Fuller please state his address for the record?
1720 Main Street, Columbia, South Carolina.
Thank you.
All right. So Mr. Fuller, thank you. And then we had Randy Purdy.
I'm the owner of Precision Pumping Systems. I'm 6515 Business Way, Boise, Idaho.
State your first and last name for the record.
Nicholas Randall Purdy.
Thank you.
Thank you. We're excited to be in Richland County. We purchased the building based on guidance from the 2021 zoning that's on the website, and we felt like the zoning that was described that had been adopted, we didn't recognize that it had not been implemented. So we purchased the building, and we brought 10 jobs to the area and intend on bringing at least another dozen. We will be buying in the neighborhood of $2 million from surrounding fabricators. We do assembly. We don't really need light industrial, but it seemed to be the only thing that fit for us. I feel like when the new zoning is fully implemented, that our use fits to a T the description of the new zoning for that parcel. And I would like to ask that you help us work through this. We've got several $100,000 invested in the business and the building, and we are intending on investing considerably more. So thank you for your time and consideration.
Thank you so much. All right, Mr. Chair, that concludes all individuals that signed up to speak this evening. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. So Liz Swan? Okay. When I called your name at first, I'm sorry, Attorney Fuller said he was speaking on your behalf, but you are more than welcome to come down and speak.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Elizabeth Swan, and I live at 39 Indian Creek Trail in Lexington. Again, we just want to, first of all, thank all of you for listening to us. We chose Columbia out of multiple different cities. We saw what it offered for us. We're a smallish. We're about 100 employees out of Boise, Idaho, and we wanted to expand, and this is what we chose. We really liked the vibe that Columbia brings to us. Two Notch needs a little love, and we wanted to bring it, and we plan on bringing it and developing just the exterior of what we have there. It's a great community here, and I really think that Richland County is wanting to establish great business practices, and we intend to bring a lot to this community as much as we can for small business. We have multiple, well, I think he said 10 employees right now. We plan on at least doubling that in the next year and a half, I would like. And again, we only do assembly, so very, very light fabrication. The staff did help me fill out the form and put us in light industrial because there is no really other choice, because we are general commercial, but it's not approved yet. So again, we tried our best. If you guys could help us out, it'd be great. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Swan. Mr. Chair, that concludes all individuals that have signed up to speak this evening.
Thank you, Madam Vice Chair. And I apologize about. All right. Well, that public hearing is now closed. So I entertain a motion.
I move for disapproval based on staff's recommendation.
Properly second. Any discussion? There being none, Madam Clerk, take the vote.
Malinowski. Pugh.
Yes.
McBride.
Yes.
Livingston.
Yes.
Teratio.
Yes.
Joe Walker.
Yes.
Barron.
Yes.
O'Walker.
Yes.
Mackey.
Yes.
English.
Yes.
Newton.
Yes.
Motion approved to disapprove.
Next item on the agenda is item 8, case number 22-029MA. The applicant is Douglas Putlock. This is a request to change the zoning designation from neighborhood commercial to residential single family medium density. The location is 1012 Bickley Road, TMS number R02415-02-01. Planning Commission recommends approval and staff recommends approval. That public hearing is now open. Madam Vice Chair, anyone sign up to speak?
No, Mr. Chair, no individual signed up to speak.
Okay, that public hearing closed. At this time, I entertain a motion. You recognize Mr. Malinowski.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I move to approve.
It's been moved to properly second. Any discussion? There being none, Madam Clerk, take the vote, please.
Yes.
Yes.
McBride.
Yes.
Livingston.
Yes.
Teratio.
Yes.
Joe Walker.
Yes.
Barron.
Yes.
O'Walker.
Yes.
Mackey.
Yes.
English.
Yes.
Newton.
Yes.
Motion approved.
Next item on the agenda is item 9, case number 22-032MA. The applicant is Irving Capers. This is a request to change the zoning designation from heavy industrial to rural. The address is 203 and 217 Gate Hill Road and McCourt's Ferry Road. TMS numbers R38800-02-09, R38900-03-06, and R38900-03-07. Planning Commission recommends approval. Staff recommends disapproval. That public hearing is now open. Madam Vice Chair, anyone speak?
Yes, Mr. Chair, we have one individual that has signed up to speak this evening. It is the applicant, Irvin Capers. Yes, if you would like to speak, you can come on down now. If you would, state your first and last name as well as your address for the record, and you'll have 2 minutes to speak.
Irvin Capers. I live at 203 Gate Hill Road in Eastover, South Carolina. I've lived at 203 Gate Hill Road in Eastover for 60 years, long before International Paper or anybody else came in that area. I spent 41 years in the military. I came out last year in November with plans to be able to build me a shop, maybe build me a home. Well, I'm being told I can't do anything on my property out there. I have 4 boys, 10 grandkids. One of my sons wants to build a house in front of me, or he's put maybe a modular home over there. We can't do anything with it. I own land. I'm paying taxes on it every year. And you tell me I can't build. I can't even put a shed up out back to even have cover to work on. I would ask the committee if they're favorable approval for this rezoning. There's no industries around that area that's around me. I own 217, 203, 200, and 213, and McCoy's Ferry Party in there. And all that's co-located right there. So what am I to leave my kids? I mean, if I leave them property, I've just nothing they can do with it. I mean, I just request your favorable approval to rezone this because my parents actually gave me the land. And like I say, I've been there going on like 60 years along with it. And they were homes there before International Paper and anybody else in that area. So thank you for your time.
Thank you. Mr. Chair, that concludes all individuals that signed up to speak this evening.
Vice Chair, the public hearing is now closed. At this time, I entertain a motion.
Mr. Chair, I recommend approval.
Second.
Been properly second. Any discussion? There being none, Madam Clerk, take the vote, please.
Yes.
Pugh,
Yes.
McBride,
Yes.
Livingston, Teratio,
Yes.
Joe Walker,
Yes.
Barron,
Yes.
Walker,
Yes.
Mackey,
Yes.
English,
Yes.
Newton.
Yes.
Motion approved.
All right, next item on the agenda is item 6. Adjournment. I entertain a
So
motion.
moved.
Second.
To move to properly second. That's non-debatable. Madam Clerk, take the vote, please.
Malinowski,
Yes.
Pugh,
Yes.
McBride,
Yes.
Livingston,
Yes.
Teratio,
Yes.
Joe Walker,
Yes.
Barron,
Yes.
Walker,
Yes.
Mackey,
Yes.
English,
Yes.
Newton.
Yes.
Motion approved.
We are adjourned.